Good evening. Welcome along on this wet and very wet evening. How many people here are a little bit waterlogged at the moment? It certainly has been a fairly damp few days. In fact, a friend of mine said that it has been raining for most of the month. And he said the reason why he knows that is because he does concrete resurfacing outside. And he's only had a couple of decent days this month that he can actually work outside. So I've had a bit of rain. My partner Tracy reckons that all of this rain that we have, it really reflects what my personality is like. And it's almost like the entire year's rainfall has all fallen all at once. And she says, you're an all or nothing sort of guy. This is all or nothing sort of weather. We're getting all the rain. We're not getting any more for the rest of the year. So welcome along to Business Owners Smashing Online. If you haven't been before, my name's Nick Cree and I'm your host for this evening. And we have Stuart Brown, who is sitting up on my top left, could be anywhere on your screen. He's waving at us. He's our presenter tonight, and he's got some pretty exciting stuff to talk to us about how to get a predictable lead flow in your business. And how to sort of work your online marketing so it's not hit and run and it's not a guess or a shotgun approach. It's got some really good strategies to help with that there. So a bit more from Stuart a bit later on, but for just right now, I'd love to know who's here. And more importantly, I'd love to know what drew you along tonight, what brought you along here tonight, so, or what you're hoping to learn. So feel free to come and unmute yourself and introduce yourself and your business and tell us why you're here tonight. What is it you want to learn tonight? So who's going to be our lucky first? Annie. Oh, Annie, hello. Welcome back. Good to see you online here again.
Thank you. Hello, everyone, and Stuart. My name's Annie. My business is Cosmic Heart Intuitive. I'm an animal communicator and an animal medium. So I talk with animals who are living and in spirit. And I'm also the author of 2 books. So I help animal parents better understand their animals, particularly with behaviour or health issues. And I help bereaved animal parents through connecting with the soul of their animal and passing on messages between them. So I'm particularly interested in marketing because for me, it's been a process of trying to raise awareness that what I do is a genuine service for people. And so at the moment, there aren't a lot of people looking for me to help them with their issues because they don't know that my services exist. So I've been doing a lot of work trying to do podcasts, and I've got an international summit coming up just to sort of vamp up my exposure internationally. But then it's how to target people who are aware that their animals are just more than animals and consciously care about them and want to make a difference for them. Excellent.
Oh, well, glad you're back. I hope you're on the mend.
Yes, thank you.
You can see behind me, there's my animal there.
Ah, beautiful, yes.
Just on the chair there, sort of looking on.
Yep, lovely.
Excellent. All right, who else have we got here tonight? Hey, Peter, how are you going? Yep, there we go.
Hi, Nick. Hello, Stuart. Nice to connect with you again. My name is Peter Beckham. I'm from Thailand, originally from Australia. Been living here for 23 years. I'm looking forward to hearing about predictable growth. I've been coaching people on how to get more sales without selling anything. But one of the challenges I'm facing with my clients is predictability. So I'm really looking forward to hearing what you've got to say, Stuart. And thanks again, Nick, for the invitation.
Excellent. Oh, good to see you back again, Peter. And I'm liking the weather out your window at the moment.
Yeah. It's always hot here, mate.
Yeah. All right, who else are we got here tonight? Give us a hand, come and introduce yourself. Was that your hand, Sonia?
Well, it wasn't.
It was you just scratching your head, but I saw that.
I guess I've come because, you know, I'm in real estate and I'm always trying to improve the way that I market myself. And it's a minefield out there. So I thought you might be able to give us some hints and tips and tricks. Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah, it's pretty crazy out there in real estate, isn't it? So I certainly don't envy you with all of that competition that's out there and all of the marketing you have to do as well. So it's really based around marketing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Excellent. Oh, good to have you along tonight, Sonia. All right, who else we got? Jeff, I think you had your hand up, didn't you?
Yes, I usually end up putting my hand up. I'm a reputation marketing specialist and I specialize in reviews and testimonials. And what I'm doing at the moment is producing video reviews from your Google My Business reviews or your Facebook reviews and put them into a video format that can be syndicated across the internet. And tonight I'm looking at more ways of marketing and predictability.
Excellent, excellent. Oh, what, you're in the right place then?
Yep.
Excellent. Oh, glad you can make it again, Jeff. All right, who else have we got tonight? Time for a couple more. Hey, Peter. Oh, you just need to unmute your microphone there. There we go.
I found what I said so interesting. I'll say it again.
Yeah.
My name's Peter Ellis. My background is working with dysfunctional growing businesses. I've been doing that for over 25 years. In addition to helping the businesses and having the experience of working with the businesses, I have a master's degree in strategy, a doctorate in business education and a PhD in business scaling, where I've defined businesses in a way they've never been done before and shown why businesses have found that they can't get through the glass ceiling and how to help them get through the glass ceiling. And by doing that enables me to direct people to all of you, because I don't do what you do. What I do is I make it stronger for them to use your services. So if you're marketing, if you're HRing, if you're doing anything for a business and they're struggling, I get them out of being struggling so they can work with you, and I redirect them back to you. What I also do is I break businesses down into different sectors. So it's not just micro, small and medium. There's sections within that, which is all they want to do. And by doing that, if you've got courses, you can resell your course to different size businesses once you understand what it is that I'm selling, and that way you can resell the same course 2 or 3 times, which quite a few people are doing at the moment.
Excellent. Well worth connecting with Peter. He's got some very, very interesting stuff about business, and I've heard one of his presentations before and really recognised where I was in business. So doing some really interesting stuff. And what are you hoping to get out of tonight, Peter?
Well, I saw what you had. Like everyone, I'm tremendously busy, and I saw that you had this. That you've been asking me to come along to these each week, and I've been in the middle of. I've been at a meeting or I've been at a Zoom thing or whatever, and this is the first time I'm coming to see it. So it's really I'm coming to find out what it's all about. So I'm sure that whatever it is, it'll be something that I'll learn something.
Excellent. Oh, good to have you on, Peter. Welcome along.
Thank you.
All right, who else have we got here tonight? Hello, Mary.
Hello, everybody. I'm Mary, and I'm out here in Hong Kong. And I'm launching a business in English fluency, and just getting the last bits and pieces together. And oh, that's my dog jumping at the fence. And I just like to know sort of like tips to do advertising and to get the best results.
Awesome. Yeah, I think tonight will be excellent for you. So glad you can make it.
And Nick, after the first part, I'll be signing off from my computer and sign on with my phone because I'm going out dog walking.
So that's the great thing about being online, is that we can be anywhere. Too good. So, all right, time for one more. Who's our lucky last? Come and say hello and what you want to get out of tonight. Anyone? Oh, now let me see if I got your name right. Is it Udaya? Udaya? Unmute yourself and come and say hello. Oh, you just need to unmute your microphone. Down on the bottom left, that's it. Gotcha.
Yeah, nice to see you, Nick. This is the first time I'm joining your webinars. And my name is Udaya. I'm a sales trainer. And my intention is also to know about this, how to create predictable growth in businesses, to learn about what you are giving tips, and to learn about that particular topic. That's all my intention is today. Yes, thank you.
Excellent. Oh, welcome along. Good to have you along here tonight.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's kick into it, and let me bring up. We do have an agenda tonight, so that we all know where this ship is heading. Some of you will know it already, and the agenda is we have some cool online tools which we will run through. I've got a collection of tools and apps and things to take you through. Then we've got our main presentation with Stuart, and he will be talking about that whole topic of how to get predictable growth. There will be time for questions and answers. Not sure whether Stuart will take questions and answers through the session or at the end, so I'll let him guide that there. He does have a door prize as well, and to win the door prize, you have to be here to win it. At the end, if you're not here, then we'll redraw it, and if it's here on the night, we'll get to win that. And yeah, definitely something that is well worth winning tonight. And then we'll talk about the next event, a couple of announcements before we close off. So before we get going, it'd be great if you could check in on either Facebook or LinkedIn, whichever is your platform of choice. And to check in does two things. One, it just lets those people that may have inadvertently forgotten that they've registered and were coming along, or and it also reminds other people that see that you've checked in that, hey, there's something on and this may be sort of something interesting to attend. The other thing it does do too is it helps to build your digital profile. So as people are stalking you in business, as they often do, they'll often scroll down to, books you read and places you've been and events that you've been. So this just becomes one of the business events that forms part of your digital profile as well too. So way to check in on Facebook, and LinkedIn is sort of slightly similar too, is just tapping where you'd normally create a post. You'll get a menu that comes up from the bottom. One of the items there says check in. If you tap on that, it'll bring up a number of options there for you to check into. So you may or may not see business owners smashing online. If you don't see it, just go into the search bar, type in business owners smashing online, and it'll come up. Tap on it, and then you can add a photo or leave it with the maps. Tag me in, or if there's someone here that you have, tag them in, tag Stuart in as well too. And or if there's a friend that you think might benefit from this as well, tag them in as well too. All right, so that's our check-in. So now we move to the time in the evening, which is our cool online tools. So this is a collection of tools and apps that I've come across over the past week, but in reality, I've come across them over probably the past year or so. Some of them are just ones that I'm sharing with you tonight. All right, let's see if I can bring on the screen. Hopefully, you can see a screen with an orangey sort of blob in the middle. Can you just give us a thumbs up to let me know you can see that? Excellent, perfect. All right, so this is in fact our first tool for the evening. So some of you may have seen those funky websites that have got interesting what we sort of geometric designs on them as backgrounds and whatever. I think you'll see it on some sites like Stripe. They're sort of known for it, but they've got designs like this here, which is what they call a blob. And so if you go and hire a graphic artist to create you some blobs and some interesting designs, or you can come to the site called blobs.app and you can create your own. So the way it works is you've got two sliders. So if you see, if we slide the random one, it changes the size of it. And then you've got another one that is complexity. So if we drag that, then you can find that it transforms itself into other types of shapes. So you can sort of find a shape that really works well and that you like. And then you can start to add some color to it. So you can either give it just one solid color. You could have a gradient and say, let's say select, excuse me, select colors, and you can create your own colors there. So You know, if you've got particular colors that are your colors for your branding, you can create your own brand colors here as well too. And so you can create you know, your own styles, or you could have a pattern in it. You can even upload an image in it. So and think, well, what sort of image could you have? So you could have a headshot. So these blobs could give you an interesting headshot, or it could be you know, sort of a some sort of background image in it. So almost like you're peeking through a you know, a hole in the wall to somewhere. So you can get some really quite interesting effects with this. And you could also just have it as an outline, which may contain something in the outline. So let's get rid of that pattern if I can. Somewhere you can get rid of the pattern, but let's not worry about that too much now. All right, oh, there we go. So there's your outline. So once you've completed it and finished it, then there's a little set of code here. So if you click on that there, gives you this piece of code here, which doesn't look like an image. It's actually called an SVG, and it's an image that's actually built up by code. So it's not really an image, but it's built up by code. The great thing about it is it's infinitely scalable. So it means that you can have a small image and you can increase the size of it and it won't reduce the clarity of it at all. So SVG images are your best images for having clear, crystal clear images, and they're very lightweight too. They are a lot lighter than, say, a photo. So all you do is you can either download it or copy the code, and then you can use it in your website by uploading it to your website or give it to your web developer, and you can create some quite interesting effects with you know, with these blobs. So using as backgrounds or as frames for headshots or whatever. So and you can change the style of it with that change blob. Let's just give it a bit of color again so we can see it. Let's get rid of the outline. There we go. So if we change it, you've got all sorts of different changes. So you get some really interesting, so no blobs are really the same. You've almost got an infinite combination. So there you go. There's an interesting thing to have a look at tomorrow and have a play around if you're quite confident and happy to get into your website and add these to your website as background images as well. This is a great tool to really modernize your site as well. So the link there is blobs.app. Now these links will pop into the chat so that you can download them at the end of the evening. The chat is the little speech bubble icon at the bottom of your screen. If you click on that, that'll open up your chat. And I see some people saying hello in chat already, which is great. And you'll see on the chat, there are 3 little dots at the bottom right. If you click those 3 dots, one of the option, or I think the option for you, is to save it. And so you can save that to your computer, which means that once we've finished this segment of the evening, you can go and save the chat, and then you can go back and you'll have all the links to visit them tomorrow. All right, so that is blobs.app. The next one, for those of you that are running webinars and doing online learning, there are a number of options out there for webinars. The one that we're using at the moment is Zoom. So that's one that most people are familiar with. But there are other ones like GoToWebinar, Webinar Jam. So there's a whole lot of them out there. This one is a new tool on the block. It's called Webinar Kit. And the reason why I'm profiling it today is it's got a lifetime offer to it. So it's a reasonably new one, so it may have a few bugs in it. And I know that one of the bugs is that it's not good for Safari. So those of you that are Mac users that are using our Safari, you'd probably want to use Chrome or Firefox for it. But you know, they'll iron out those kinks as they go along. But it's reasonably simple to use. It's got you know, good marketing tools that come along with it. You can pre-schedule webinars with it as well too, and it does integrate with a number of other CRMs and applications as well, which Zoom Meetings doesn't really. integrate with any CRMs. So this one does have the benefit of integrating with CRM. Zoom does integrate if you upgrade to the webinar as opposed to the meeting platform. So for Zoom, it's $70 a month, I think it is, or it's $20 a month for just the meetings. But this one here, their one-time deal is $67. So you can buy this for $67 and never have to pay for it again. So yeah, so for 67 bucks, even if it did have a few bugs and they're still working it out, it's probably worth investing in. So you've got a webinar platform that you never have to pay for again. And that has got some pretty cool features in it as well too. So that one there is called getwebinarkit.com. All right, our next one is video editing. That always seems to be one of those things that either you've got to have a university degree to know how to get in and use something like iMovie or Adobe tools, but this one here is called Veedio or Veedio, and it's an online tool. So all you do is you simply upload your video. I won't upload one here now because it will just take too long to do it. But you upload your video and then it's available, and you can start to do things like adding subtitles on it. You can change the depth of the video, so make it brighter or darker, or you can alter the sound. So you can take out pops and crackles and background noise, that sort of thing, and you can add your captions to it. So and so there's a whole lot of things to do. And in fact, you can get some pretty cool looking videos with this as well too. And you can also do it with your mobile device. So you can either do it on computer or on mobile device. So it's very user friendly, and it's very much so point and tap to edit the videos. They do have a free trial as well too. So so if you want to try it out, then you can run a free trial, see how it works, and then if you like it, then you can sign up for it. The pricing is reasonably reasonable on this once you sign up for it as well too. We just click through. There we go. So I've got the free plan, and it's about $16 a month for the standard plan, $32 a month for the pro plan, and that's Australian dollars as well, not US dollars. So you're actually paying that in Australia. If you're in New Zealand, it's not too far off those prices there as well too. So that's well worth checking out. So that's Veed.io for video editing. All right, next one is I meant to sort of do a demo of that on my website, but this one here is. Have you ever clicked on a link on someone's website, which is an email link? It opens up in your email box, and it's got the email address populated, it's got the subject line populated, and it's got the a part of the body or text of the email populated. So it might be sort of someone saying, let's say it was email an inquiry in, and so this will pre-fill it. So there's a bit of code that helps you to create that. Even as a web coder, it's not the easiest code to wrap your head around. So but what this MailToLinkMe does is it actually generates that piece of code, that email code, and you can just paste it into your website, and then people can click on it and pre-populate. So what would you use it for? You could use it for, say, something like so someone wants to register for an event. You don't have an online form, so you just want them to email it through. So you can sort of type in it might be your email address. So that's our business email address. It might be a subject. Let's say register me for your event, or it might be send me some information about your event. And the body might, you could say something like, hi, Nick, I'm interested in coming along to your event. Please send me details. So there you go. That's a fairly simple email. So see down the bottom, there's this link that says copy code. If you click on that, it'll copy that code. And what I'll do is I'll just do a bit of a sneaky. I'll paste it in there. So it's that code that you then, which is a link code that you would paste into a button on your website, or it might be that you paste it onto text on your website as a link. So all website software has the ability to highlight text and add a link. This is what you paste into the link area. And what will happen is that, you know, if it's a button and they click on the button, it will then create an email, which they can just click send and send it to you. So it's a pretty clever piece of coding there. So have a look at it, just generate one for yourself and just try it and create a button or even just a text link on your website, paste it on, give it a, and then click on it and you'll see exactly how it works. So that one is called MailToLinkMe. Right, the last one I've got for you tonight is not an app or a tool. It really is information that you all need to know. So it's all about search engine optimization. And being that tonight we've got Stuart, who is a search engine specialist, Google is changing the rules once again, would you believe? So they have this thing called Core Web Vitals. And if I hear you say, well, what are Core Web Vitals? This website, Yoast.com, tells you all about what it is. So Yoast is a globally recognized SEO specialist. He has got a number of WordPress plugins to help with search engine optimization on particularly WordPress. But this post and the blog itself is generic across all websites. So what he's talking about on this are three things. Google is now ranking, well, will be as of March, I think, oh, sorry, May, I think 21st. I think it's the 21st of May. It's in there somewhere. But they're going to be ranking on three things, or this is what's going to be added to their algorithm. Largest contextual paint. Well, what does that mean? That actually means basically, how long does it take the largest component of your website to load? So you've got a really big image on your website, and that takes ages to load. That'll be an area to optimize it. Now they're saying that your site needs to load in less than 2.5 seconds. Not many sites do that, but needs to be 2.5 seconds. That's the target. If it's over 4 seconds, then that's not good. So the next element is what they call first input delay, which is FID. And so that is the very first thing that shows up on your website. How quickly does it take to show? And they're saying that 100 milliseconds is what's good. If it's over 300 milliseconds, which those there are less than a second, way less than a second. If it's 300, then it's not good. And the other one is a cumulative layout shift. So that one there is you may have gone to a website and you've seen it load, and as it loads, the elements start to shift on the website in order to do things like load up the proper font, or sort of an image pops in and pops everything down. So that's not a great thing. So what they're saying is that it's allowed, but you want it to, you only want 0.1 of the site to have that cumulative shift. If it's 0.25, then it's not good. This is all out of a maximum of 1. So it's really sort of 10% is good, 25% is bad. So if it sounds like I'm talking gibberish to you, this is geek speak and Google speak. And it is, the average person is just going to have no clues about this. But if you read this article, this is in layperson's language. It'll help you understand what they're looking for. And it means that if you then talk to your web developer or your SEO person, then you will understand what you're talking about, and they will understand it. In fact, you can point them to the site, and for some, this will be a really good guide for them in terms of how to optimize for the upcoming changes in Google. So you'll find that on Yoast.com, core-web.vitals. All right, and that link is up in chat as well too. So Sumiko says, I use Yoast. It is a great tool. If you're on WordPress, it is a fantastic tool. It's one of the go-to tools for SEO. So recommend that you get that and have a look through. Greatest thing about it is they've got a traffic light system, which, although it's not perfect, it gives you a good indication as to how your page is optimized. If it's a red, means you've got a lot of work to do. If it's a green, it means it's pretty well on track. If it's orange, there's a few tweaks that you need to make. So they call it the traffic light system. All right, well, that is the apps, tools, and a bit of light reading for you for tonight. So any standouts there for you? Just drop your standouts into chat. Feel free to unmute and tell us which is the one that's going to take you down that rabbit hole tomorrow where you're going to get no work done and spend all your time checking it out. All right, is that only for WordPress site? Yeah, so Yoast is only for WordPress sites at Yoast SEO. Other sites have other options as well too. That just happens to be the go-to tool for WordPress. But again, it's probably the go-to tool anyway. It's probably one of the best tools globally across most sites for doing your on-page SEO. All right, what have we got? We've got a vote there for Webinar Kit. So yeah, that $67 deal or whatever is pretty good. Veedio, Veed.io. So I've got a vote there. So there's a few people with videos. I do a lot of videos. So not that I do any editing of my videos. Those of you that know JM, who's on here tonight, he's our resident video expert that does all of my editing. All right, and Thomas has got video as well. Excellent. All right, well, hopefully that'll keep you busy tomorrow, not take you away from work too much. But at least that you know, some of those tools are going to be good for your business as well too. So check them out, have an explore. Not saying you have to buy them all or use them all, but certainly check them out and see which is actually going to be helpful for you for your business.